WNBA free agency is officially underway, Annie. So when you see these names and the options that the Sky have, what do you think that they're cooking up?
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because Angel and Camilla are very interesting pieces. And when you're talking about, getting the right players in here, there is intrigue when you have young core pieces like that, because you could be part of developing them and developing towards a title contending season. But the reality is the Sky are still very far from that.
Angel Reese confidently stated on her podcast that she was building a powerhouse in Chicago. But fast forward to today, and things couldn't be more different. Free agency is in full swing, yet Chicago's roster is still practically empty. Top free agents have explored their options, and they've all decided to pass on the Sky.
You don't get told no. You're going to get the yeses. You're going to get more yeses than nos, and just being able to know that. So I'm excited for that. I know that's going to come soon.
Not a single all-star has chosen to join the Sky. While other teams have stacked their rosters with top talent, Chicago is still searching for answers. Free agency was supposed to be Angel Reese's big opportunity to build a championship-worthy team, especially after all the recruiting she did at Unrivaled. Instead, it's becoming a harsh reality check. Is this the clearest sign yet that players around the league simply aren't buying into what Reese is trying to build in Chicago? Let's break down how this free agency disaster unfolded.
The whole city is obsessed with you.
I know. I love it
all
here.
the time.
It feels like Baltimore here. I love it here. It does.
Kind of. A little bit. A little DMV action. Yeah. But Chicago's a number 3 market in the country.
Really?
It's New York, LA, and then Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago, y'all have everything. I'm not gonna lie, y'all have everything here. It's nothing here that I'm like, oh, I gotta go to a different city for. Everything has been here, which I love.
Angel Reese boldly declared she was building a super team in Chicago. But now that free agency is here, the only thing the Sky have built is a roster full of uncertainty. Imagine Reese, phone in hand, sending out messages and making calls, hoping to land top talent. But each time she checks for a response, all she finds are unread messages and polite rejections.
Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso, too, have brought relevance to this team that they've desperately needed in a time when, again, if not for them, they'd be completely irrelevant because of the product that they're putting on the floor.
And also make Chicago an attractive spot when you have Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso right there, two bigs that really shined in their rookie season.
In her rookie season, you'd think that with so many top-tier free agents available, at least one would choose Chicago, right? Wrong. The silence has been deafening, no blockbuster signings, no buzz on social media, and no star players making their way to the Windy City. Just Reese, left wondering where it all went wrong.
So, lads, this is not great news, for the Chicago Sky, who are a team that obviously, they're rebuilding. This is a team that is 100% rebuilding. The problem is they don't own their pick. So if the Chicago Sky run it back, they're probably not making the playoffs next year. Look, I think there's going to be an improvement from Angel Reese. I think it's going to be an improvement from Cardoso. But that team with no Kennedy Carter, it's going to be real tough to get any offensive power.
Let's talk about the talent that was on the market. Kelsey Plum, Jewel Lloyd, Brittany Griner, Alyssa Thomas, Dawana Borner, Natasha Howard, Satu Saberly, and Kelsey Mitchell. These are the kind of players who can transform a franchise overnight. And how many of them seriously considered Chicago? Not a single one. Maybe there was still hope, maybe Reese had a surprise move up her sleeve. But now that the biggest names have signed elsewhere, one thing is clear, Chicago was never a real option for top talent. Reese's big recruiting push? It wasn't just a miss. It was a complete disaster.
So, not a good day for the Chicago Sky. Not a good day at all, because we have heard news from the journalist who reports on the WNBA, and because she is not a homer like a lot of the other people, normally journalists are complete homers for one team. One of the actual credible journalists reported on something. Sky fans aren't happy. They all want her fired.
To make matters worse, the Sky's front office didn't do Reese any favors either. Their leading scorer, Chendi Carter, didn't even get a qualifying offer. The message was loud and clear: Chicago isn't serious about keeping its best players, let alone attracting new ones. And those trade rumors? They went nowhere. It almost feels like the moment Reese started pitching her super team vision, free agents couldn't run away fast enough.
Kennedy had an incredible season for us last year, says the GM. She's extremely talented and is a player that can impact the game at the highest level in our league. We absolutely appreciate all she did for our team last year. However, we've made changes to our staff and we'll make changes to our roster. Those changes impact Kennedy's fit on the team, so we wanted to give her the best opportunity as a free agent.
So where does this leave Angel Reese, the so-called superstar who was supposed to bring elite talent to Chicago? Instead of leading a powerhouse, she might be heading a team of role players and rookies. This isn't the super team she envisioned, it's a harsh reality check. So what went wrong? Why did every top free agent take one look at Chicago and decide to pass? Let's break it all down.
Is Angel Reese, did she just run a coach out of town, and is she running a player out of town? Their best shooter out of town? Because Kennedy Carter looks like she's ready to book it out of Chicago.
While Angel Reese was hyping up Chicago as the next WNBA powerhouse, the league's top free agents were making moves, leaving the sky in the dust. Picture the chaos of free agency, stars signing left and right, choosing teams that offered everything Chicago lacked: stability, leadership, and a real shot at winning. Let's take a closer look at where the biggest names decided to shine.
Seattle Storm are sending Jewel Lloyd to the Las Vegas Aces in a blockbuster 3-team trade that moves Kelsey Plum to the LA Sparks. That's according to ESPN. As part of the deal, Seattle receives the second pick in this year's WNBA draft from LA in exchange for the Storm's number 9 pick, while the Aces also receive the 13th pick, a second-round selection from the Sparks.
First up, Kelsey Plum. You know, the sharpshooter who helped lead Las Vegas to back-to-back championships? Well, she's heading to Los Angeles. That's right, the Sparks just got a whole lot stronger. And why did she pick LA over Chicago? Easy. Elite coaching, a front office that actually knows what it's doing, and a franchise that isn't in complete chaos. But if that stung, what happened with Jewel Lloyd had to be downright humiliating. Lloyd, a Chicago native, had the perfect chance to come home and play for her city. If teaming up with Angel Reese was so appealing, this should have been a no-brainer, right? Wrong. She took one look at the Sky situation and ran straight to Las Vegas to join AJA Wilson. That's right, she chose championships over whatever mess is unfolding in Chicago.
According to WNBA Insider, that Illinois native Jewel Lloyd will not be going to Chicago Sky. And obviously, they didn't keep Kennedy Carter. And it's looking like one player, obviously, that's been in Chicago across her careers because of her Illinois roots is Seattle Storm guard Jewel Lloyd.
Then there's Brittany Griner, the dominant center who can throw down dunks with ease. She's heading to Atlanta, joining a dream squad that just became a serious threat. Meanwhile, Alyssa Thomas, the triple-double machine, is now suiting up for Phoenix. Noticing a pattern? These stars didn't just pass on Chicago, they ran toward teams with strong leadership, clear direction, and a real shot at success. They wanted to thrive, not get caught up in locker room drama.
Let's talk about the 3 big names you gotta know: Alyssa Thomas, Natasha Cloud, Brittany Griner. Let's start with Brittany Griner, joining Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard in Atlanta. Dream team? Brittany Griner was drafted to Phoenix in 2013, so it's kind of about time, and I'm so excited to see what Atlanta turns around this next season, because they really need her. Phoenix is also losing Natasha Cloud and Beck Allen, along with the number 12 pick overall in this year's draft, to Connecticut. Connecticut is giving up the triple-double queen, Alyssa Thomas, and Ty Harris.
Let's talk about 3 major names: Alyssa Thomas, Natasha Cloud, and Brittany Griner. Starting with Griner, she's joining forces with all-stars like Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard in Atlanta. It's a huge move for the Dream, who have been searching for that missing piece. Griner has been with Phoenix since 2013, so a fresh start was overdue. Atlanta needed her, and now they've got her. Meanwhile, Phoenix is also losing Natasha Cloud and Beck Allen, along with their number 12 draft pick, to Connecticut. In return, the Sun are sending their triple-double queen, Alyssa Thomas, along with Ty Harris. Big shifts are happening across the league, just not in Chicago.
The Indiana Fever are that golden destination, and I can't help but laugh to the fans and the people online and the media commentators, unfortunately, who said that nobody wanted to play in Indiana. That doesn't make any sense.
Speaking of Phoenix, things just keep getting worse for Angel Reese. Not only did Alyssa Thomas land there, but she'll be teaming up with Satou Sabally, a dangerous duo that instantly makes the Mercury a serious contender. But here's where it really stings. While Reese was busy trying, and failing, to recruit, the Indiana Fever were actually building a championship-caliber roster. They pulled off the ultimate off-season overhaul, adding battle-tested veterans like Natasha Howard, Dawana Borner, Sydney Colson, and Sophie Cunningham. And to top it off, they even stole Reese's own former teammate, Brianna Turner, right out from under her. As if that wasn't enough, they re-signed Kelsey Mitchell, locking in one of the league's best shooters. Indiana just went from a promising young team to a legitimate title threat, all while Chicago did nothing.
Just trying to give myself some grace because I know I'm not the player that I want to be just yet, but also kind of patting myself on the back, telling myself that I'm still doing great.